tonight without any clear representation in Washington.
Channel 9 has been leading the charge into this investigation for nearly a week. Every day we're peeling back more and more layers, revealing what could be years of possible election fraud. We want to get you caught up on just the past several hours. We're pouring through thousands of new documents that have just been unloaded by the state.
They detail more alleged fraud in Robeson County. Up until now, much of the investigation was looking just in Bladen County.
And now for the first time today, Channel 9 has seen investigators from the state in those areas on the ground. They're tracking down some of the major players in this investigation. But at the forefront of this story, our own political reporter, Joe Bruno. Joe, you've been living and breathing this investigation for days, weaving your way through affidavits, tracking down witnesses, and knocking on a lot of doors.
He has been busy. Joe, tell us about the progress you made today.
Well, Scott and Erica, first I have some breaking news that I confirmed so recently I haven't even had the chance to tell producers at the station this, but an NCSB spokesperson tells me that subpoenas have been issued for Red Dome, the Mark Harris campaign, and the Bladen County Sheriff Jim McVicker campaign. We also know that state investigators have also started to reach out to some of the familiar names that I'm reporting on. I know this because I saw those state investigators. Only Channel 9 was there as state investigators left a Village Oaks apartment after interviewing Lisa Britt. 3 sources tell me the woman on the left is the executive director of the state elections board. The woman on the right is the chief investigator. 2 days ago, I obtained 159 absentee ballot envelopes and found a cluster of the same people signing as witnesses. Lisa Britt tied for signing the second most. Outside her mom's Village Oaks apartment on Pecan Street, Britt told me she spoke to investigators for hours and would do an interview with me. She never showed up.
That's her, right there.
Letitia Montgomery says she's met Britt before. Montgomery signed one of the 6 affidavits I obtained last week that allege irregularities and illegal activities surrounding the election. She says Britt came to her house to pick up her ballot. At the time, she only had 2 races selected, but Britt told her she would fill out the rest.
She said she was going to fill it and bring it back to me. I never got it back. She never came back.
Montgomery knew something was fishy when an official came to her door and asked why she didn't vote yet. She later signed an affidavit for the Board of Elections and voted in person.
It's very frustrating.
She didn't know it is illegal for someone to collect ballots. She wants justice to be served.
I thought she was just doing a good deed. But apparently it turned out she didn't do a good deed at all.
I spoke to Lisa Britt's mother, Sandra Dallas. Dallas, if you recall, signed 10 of those absentee ballot envelopes. Dallas told me that neither she or Britt knew what they were doing was wrong. I also had the chance to try to ask some questions to those state investigators, but they declined to comment. Reporting live in Bladen County, I'm Joe Bruno, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
There you have it, breaking details from Joe Bruno. There are source in Bladen County. The whole thing could be a drawn-out process.
Yes, and even if North Carolina's election board declares Harris the winner after this month's evidentiary hearing, that does not mean that he will take office. We want to bring in our Washington correspondent, Justin Gray, tonight. Justin, the ultimate control over this could happen where you are, there in D.C., in a way that's really never been seen before.
Yeah, there really are a couple of ways Congress will be forced to weigh in on this, and one possibility is, as you say, unprecedented. If the Board of Elections certifies Mark Harris as the winner when he gets ready to take his oath of office here in Washington at the Capitol, any other member of Congress can object to that. Now, if that happens, which it likely would, the full House would then vote on whether or not to seat him. Now, if you follow along here, if they vote no to seat him, it doesn't necessarily mean he's out of Congress. The decision would then get sent to the House Administration Committee. They would select a panel to investigate the election results here in Washington. Now, the House does have the constitutional power to order that seat vacant and to call for a whole new election, but that is something in the long history of the United States Congress they have never done before.
So, Justin, we're hearing another prominent House member is now calling for an emergency hearing about this.
This happened today. Virginia Democrat Jerry Connolly asked for the House Oversight Committee to hold an emergency hearing on this investigation right now. That likely won't happen, though, with Republicans still controlling Congress. Of course, this whole situation changes in January. It becomes a very different story when the Democrats take control of Congress. And, of course, that's when any showdown over seating Harris would come to a head.
Justin, thank you. A lot going on, and it does not end in Bladen County. Channel 9 again now confirming new alleged fraud in Robeson County.
Anchor Allison Lottis spent the last few hours going through hundreds of documents that just came out. Now, Allison, you say you found some similarities in those.
I did. I discovered a link to similarities that Channel 9 uncovered in Bladen County. Take a look at this name on the far side here, Lisa Britt. So far, I have found that she signed as a witness on 27 Robeson County absentee ballot envelopes. Her signature and the address are the same as the Lisa Britt we found on 42 ballots in Bladen County. I spent hours analyzing 666 absentee ballot envelopes from Robeson County, and I'm not even finished going through that data yet. I also found a signature for a Jennifer Boyd on 55 ballots, and on many, she noted that she helped the voter fill out the ballot. I also discovered a Rhonda Strickland signed as a witness on 18 different ballots so far. The chairman of the Robeson County Board of Elections, Steve Stone, told me by phone today that his staff saw red flags over the summer when they started getting inundated with voter registration forms and absentee ballot requests. Some were duplicates, even triplicates. He says several voters even called the Board of Elections to complain about people knocking on their doors, claiming they needed to correct their voter registration, which wasn't true.
They don't do it for free. They don't do it out of patriotism. These are people that are professionals that do it. They may work for 6 campaigns at the same time.
I asked the State Board of Elections if a witness can also be a voter assistant. The answer is yes. But the big questions tonight are, were the people who signed those ballots legitimate witnesses, or could this be election fraud? State Board of Elections investigators were at the Robeson County Board of Elections collecting documents as recently as Friday. Scott and Erica.
Allison, thank you. As you can see, there was just so much to dig into in this investigation.
So we are putting together an hour-long 9 Investigates election special. We're going to lay out our findings for you and explain exactly what all of this means. Watch the District 9 investigation. It airs tomorrow night at 7.